I can't remember what it was. If anyone remembers, was it on a session maybe here on Six Music?
On Gideon Coe.
Was it Gideon Coe? I can't remember what it was. It was a Smith's tune maybe or something. I can't remember. Anyway, if you remember which cover version Mumra did, then let us know. 64046. But here's a forthcoming single from them. It's called She's Got You High. Available to download from 7th of May, that's Mumra, and She's Got You High. We believe Mumra is a character from Thundercats, and again, it starts to make me feel old when I see a lot of bands naming themselves after sort of 80s cartoons, and isn't there a band called the Ataris, and there's a number of those things now, which, I don't know, I don't want to seem old and hackneyed, you know, because I enjoy much new music, but Mumra, Harry, how did it fit with you?
Again, quite enjoyed it. I can imagine them being third on the main stage at Reading, and hearing them as I'm browsing through the tie-dye shawls. I quite enjoyed it, but nothing more than that. But on the Thundercats theme, at school there was a kid in my class called Jamie, aka Gobber, and we were 12 at the time, and it was registration, and he somehow had some Thundercats thing going on in his head, and the teacher, Miss Davis, said, doing the register, Jamie, and he didn't say anything, and she said, Jamie, because you could see him, she was looking at him, and he said nothing. She said, Jamie, and he stood on the table and said, I'm not Jamie, I'm Lionor from the Thundercats, and jumped around on the table and then ran out of the room. It was one of the funniest yet most disturbing things I've seen as a child. And
Was
it
he?
lived with me.
Was he attempting to sort of make an impression on the class, or was he just a bit mental?
I think he was just a bit mental.
Okay, well,
great.
If you know him, if you're listening, then get in touch. 64046. Are you still with us? Probably, I don't know, perhaps in some kind of. I'm not going to say. I was going to be offensive again. I was going to be offensive again, and then I suddenly. Do you know what it is? What it is? I forget these are real people.
That's the problem.
That's what happens. Yeah. I sometimes think that I'm in some weird land where I can say and do whatever I feel.
A sitcom, for instance, or something like that.
Exactly, and I forget that this is actually real life, isn't it? And the things I say have an impact and repercussions on real people. Mumra, Rufus.
I quite like Mumra. It's always nice when from the off someone sings in their own accent as well. I always like that. You know, it's something that Dizzy Rascal does. Even Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull does it. He's got an accent a bit like mine. He sings in a posh accent. The only thing that I was concerned about with the song, I got a bit distressed about it. Obviously, as an actor, breathing is important to me.
Yes.
And they've chosen a song with I think a 10-syllable main line. Da 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 da. And they couldn't ever seem to quite decide when to breathe during that. Right. So if you listen to it again, there's also da 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 da, and the next time be da 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 da. And so I played a little game in my head where I guessed where they'd breathe next and cursed them for it.
Wow, I mean that's sort of a critical approach that's so different and so wrong in so many ways.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that.
So be taking an issue with band because of their breathing technique.
This is better than Round Table, isn't it?
It certainly is. Wow, that's extraordinary. Okay, so final tune up, we've got the Maccabees, who I believe have an album that's just come out now. It's called Precious Time. The names of the band are quite fun. You perhaps would relate to them very much because they sound like quite a posh bunch. Right. We've got lead singer Orlando Weeks.
Nice. Oh yes.
There's a Hugo, there's a Felix, there's a Rupert in the band. There's also a Robert Dylan Thomas on drums. They could easily have gone to school with you, Rufus. But let's listen to them, see if you feel that you relate to them because of their poshness. It was a single on May the 7th. That's Precious Time from the Maccabees. I enjoyed that one, I have to say. I think of the three, that was my favourite, but is that the way that Harry feels?
Yeah, not bad for some posh lads. Yeah, you know, they say they need hearts and courage, they also need money, but they probably don't have to worry about that. You know, that's quite upsetting. My friend Tim actually wanted me to go and see them. I think they're playing in London on May the 17th, but I can't go, got a big do at the bank.
Look forward to hearing about that.
I'm a bit disappointed now.
Will there be karaoke?
I would hope not.
Oh, I'd love to see you doing karaoke.
I actually am quite good.
Are you?
Yeah, well that's how I met my girlfriend. I was singing Africa by Toto.
Oh,
and that was
choice.
It. That was it. She was all mine. Yeah.
Wow.
Genius.
And because she was where are Toto from originally?
They're all of the States.
Are they from the States?
Yeah.
And she responded to, because it is an impassioned song about Africa.
Oh God! And I tell you what, it's quite a difficult song to sing. You need the skills to pull that off.
I bet you do.
And a lot of vodka.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't imagine that you're a man who could sing. I wouldn't have presumed you could sing.
After the show, Steve.
Well, maybe for some kind of Steve Show Christmas special, we can get you on the mic.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, let's hope not as well. What's your karaoke song of choice, Ruth? Because you're quite a good singer, aren't you?
Yeah, not bad. I think the last time we did it was in New York a few years ago, where I had a crack at Respect. by Aretha Franklin.
You did, didn't you?
I do quite like singing I like transgender karaoke. I like to try to sing like the woman.
Sure.
I also quite like a bit of Thin Lizzy, and I also Toto. Hold the Line is my Toto
really?
choice actually. Yeah,
It's no Africa.
Yeah.
I did Part Life once because I can't really sing, so I either rap or I'll do a spoken word song. And I did was it this karaoke evening, and I got and I did Part Life, and I started pogoing around on the stage as you'd imagine Damon would have done, and the record started to skip. I was doing karaoke for, and I said to the guy, I said, I'm so sorry about that. I said, and he said, don't worry about it, don't worry. I said, I'm sorry, it was skipping. He went, don't worry. And as I came off the stage, he went, well, that's what you get for jumping around. And I thought, well, that doesn't count, does it? I apologise. You can't. Those aren't the rules.
Have you seen Harry Hill do Park Life?
I haven't.
He
No.
basically comes on the stage with a copy of the day's Evening Standard and reads it for Park Life. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, but I think again maybe on the Christmas special you'll be hearing my Boom Shake the Room.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's your karaoke special.
I've heard that
and
a few
it's
times.
by now I've got it. The only bit I still can't quite master is the stuttery bit. The you know, that bit's tricky.
We've got time to practice.
Were we talking about a band? We were, weren't we? The Maccabees, Precious Time, Rufus.
Yeah, don't turn to me. It left me fairly cold actually.
Yeah.
I think that they don't need me. They don't need posh support from me. I liked it, but I wasn't crazy about it.
I tell you, they don't stick together, the Poshans, do they?
Not like you lot.
Not like us working class lads.
Exactly. High five. Okay, we'll have some Shirley Bassey and then we'll come back with some other stuff. Shirley Bassey, Spinning Wheel from 1970. Apparently, Shirley is appearing at Glastonbury this year on the Sunday evening, so you'll enjoy that if you were lucky enough to get tickets for the event. Now, a couple of weeks back, when Rufus was on the show, I seem to recall that he mentioned a tape that he had recorded. That was now you were at school. You were probably in some kind of posh public boarding school.
That's correct.
Boys only.
Yep.
And you were what, 13, 14? 12, and you recorded a audio letter to your brother Lance, and you were remembering how it was very, very posh and that you sounded particularly upmarket. Lance got in touch, and he very sweetly sent us the audio letter, which we're lucky enough to be able to play for you today.
Get it.
And
You're not.
I don't know if actually you're as posh as you may recall. Actually, maybe you're going through a phase where you're slightly not as posh. But let's have a quick listen to some of it.
The date is the 10th of May 1987, and I'm in the orchestra of Lambrook School recording. Right. Dear Lance, thanks very much for your letter. The reason I sent you this tape and not letter is because I want you to record Hotel California on side B. Do you think you'd do that? Because this is C90 tape.
Now, I should just point out straight away there that he was young, he was naive, he didn't realise that getting a illegal recording of Hotel California on side 2 of a C90 cassette is obviously criminal act.
Absolutely.
It was the 80s, we didn't know as well, and so obviously we should forgive him instantly. Rufus, there is more. Are you happy for us to play more, or would you rather not?
I can't speak. I can't believe you've done this. You sound exactly like you do on the tape.
It was with the blessing and permission of your brother. Obviously, that's not your permission, but you know, he felt it was to be enjoyed by the nation. The nation, yeah, right, like they're listening. I mean, it's an enjoyable tape.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear more?
I think we should.
You're not gonna not play anymore.
No, of course I won't play it if you tell me not to
I said
play.
now, don't play it. You wouldn't.
I
play
swear to God, if you tell me not to play it, I won't play it.
it. No, you can play it.
Yeah? Okay, well, it's a sweet letter. It's a lovely thing.
The first 11 cricket have 2 matches so far this term, and we've drawn both of them. James Knight got 38 on the first one, which is pretty good, but was out for a duck, stupid spastic.
Now then, again, we can forgive Rufus because it was the 80s. You were allowed to say that in the 80s. Apparently, it seemed. But obviously now it's not permissible, and so shame on you. And don't worry, it's fine.
It's French All on Wednesday, which everybody in the movie is really dreading, although here says Edward Durham. And Jonathan Kingham has nothing to worry about because he got his scholarship last term, lucky so-and-so.
Clean that up,
And
nice.
said, shut up, Jonty!
Jonty. You don't get much posher than Jonty, do you? Now, from what I can tell, you're in a room with a bunch of your friends.
Yeah.
You're in a music room, so they do feature there, and you know, you do hear them in the background sometimes. There's quite a lot of production value on this tape.
Well, the thing that I'm doing this recording on is really good. As you may have noticed, it's got Dolby, noise reduction, which makes it really good instead of doing it on a crappy old just tape recorder without Dolby. And it's a media a bit like yours actually. It's made of Sony, hasn't got a compact disc, It's just like yours. Yeah.
I love it. You're checking.
Just like yours.
It is just like yours, Lance. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I just can't think of anything to say.
What I love about it is, was there a single teenage boy in the 80s who wasn't obsessed with Dolby noise reduction?
No,
it was just the best thing ever.
Yeah,
I don't even know now what that means, what it was exactly. I know it took off a bit of hiss, maybe.
Yeah.
But I love it because I was obsessed with MIDI systems as well. I was did the idea of tape to tape as it got CD to deck. I love that idea.
A loudness button. It sounds awful unless you press the loudness button.
The graphic equalizer.
The tape recorder I was doing on, I actually heard the word start instead of play on the button.
Of course,
I love start.
yeah.
If anyone sees the webcam, I'm actually sweating. I haven't heard this for nearly 20 years.
Yeah.
I've recorded it 20 years. I'm sweating.
But you're very eloquent, don't you think? On the tape, you're precociously eloquent.
Really nervous.
Okay. Get out, Aldridge.
I love that. That's my favourite moment on the whole tape.
That's priceless.
Let's just hear that again.
Priceless.
Just hear that again.
Okay. Get out, Aldridge.
Get out, Aldridge. Confound you, Aldridge.
Damn you, boy.
Aldridge has come in uninvited to this recording and you're telling him to get out. Oh, I love the fact he's called Aldridge. Yeah, he's gonna try something. He's gonna flush a head down the tree and get out, Aldridge. But I just imagine Aldridge slightly taller than you, perhaps the first sign of a moustache. But clearly intimidated by Rufus the Master.
Butter stains from his crumpets all down his white shirt.
Yeah. Get out, Aldridge. And did Aldridge just instantly scurry away?
Oh, Aldridge. I was 2 or 3 years older than Aldridge.
Oh, right.
When Aldridge saw the look in my eyes, I just saw fear, and then he just turned like a rabbit. He just turned and headed out.
Oh, get out, Aldridge.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Love, Rufus. E.S. Another riff from John C. Here we go. Billy Joel sings the song You're the Piano Man. John C., take it away.
What I love about this particularly is that it's the mid-80s. It's the height of Public Enemy and hip-hop. But what are you playing? Billy Joel, the Piano Man. It's so resolutely middle class. It's brilliant. It's absolutely magnificent. Of course, you don't just do versions of Joel classics. Of course, you provide some of your own music as well.
One final riff from Edward Durham and me. It's called I Love to Wash a Sailor's Coat. I love to wash a sailor's coat. I love to wash it clean. I love to wash a sailor's coat. Wash it on the green.
I love to wash a sailor's coat.
Thanks very much, Edward Durham.
What kind of song is that? I'd love to wash a sailor's coat.
You say it now and it sounds dirty, but back then it was the only song I could play on the piano.
But is that a tradition? Is that an old standard? I love to wash a sailor's coat.
I don't even. You play. It's very simple. I'll teach you next time we're near a piano. It's just all the flats and sharps. I can't speak. This is too distressing. This is like. I'm going to be in therapy after this. This is hideous.
Well, no, I mean, there's nothing else to play really. But I love the fact that I was perplexed by washing any form of sailor's garments. It just, I mean, genuinely, where does the song come from? I'm perplexed.
I think it's just. I told you I can't speak.
Yeah.
I think it's the plain song. It's the Irish kind of folks, or not the Irish. There's some sort of ditty sung by women as they bid their sailor husbands off to war. I think.
Right.
I love to wash a sailor's coat.
But why are you singing it again of all the tunes?
Because.
Okay, well we'll. Queen.
Okay, lads, a final gig on this tape. It's a jam session, real, made up on the spot from John C. It's We Will Rock You.
Believe it.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be
That was Jeremy Shaw, that was me.
You got mud on your face, a big disgrace, waving your banner all over the place, singing, We will rock you, yeah.
Very good. Nice.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
He's currently, of course, lead singer of the Maccabees. Rufus there, and his tape was 1987, and I think you're a very, very noble man for allowing us to play that, and it's not at all embarrassing. It's a really sweet thing. Did you ever get your illegal recording of Hotel California?
I got it back instantly. I hoped he was at Sheffield University at the time. And I was hoping he'd record a similar one back, and I could listen to him and his friends, and we could now humiliate him on it.
Yes.
But he didn't have the facilities or a microphone or anything.
Sure.
So I did get Hotel California, and it was my soundtrack of the summer of 1987.
Of course it was. Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone else grooving along to Snap or the Rocksteady crew.
Yeah.
Not you,
Yeah.
it's the Eagles.
Not me, and Simon and Garfunkel were big favourites at that stage as well.
Of course. Well, no, it's very sweet of you to have allowed us to listen to it, and I think it only makes you go up in our estimations and not down, and it's a very, very sweet thing to have allowed us to do. Okay, so each week I've been adding tunes to our Songs to Seduce Ladies by CD, and we've had a number of treats in the past. And for those of you that have never really taken to Tom Waits because of his kind of gravelly vocals and the fact that I know Harry's turning his nose up